Alright guys, hey, welcome to Nerd Dads. Today we're talking about Pixels. Here's our review. So watch out. Here it comes.
In 1982, NASA launched a time capsule into space containing examples of our life and culture in hopes of contacting extraterrestrial life. Unfortunately, the message was taken the wrong way.
I believe that some alien life force sent down real-life video games to attack us.
That makes sense.
Okay, so this week we went and seen Pixels. I didn't really want to go see this movie, but I am looking more forward to seeing this movie than I am to seeing Fantastic Four. So that should give you some perspective on how much I really don't want to see Fantastic Four. But in the meantime, let's talk about Pixels. Trenton, what did you think?
I thought it was a decent Adam Sandler movie, and if you've seen any Adam Sandler movie, there are a few standouts, and most are pretty average.
Agreed. I mean, Adam Sandler movies usually, like, for example, like Wedding Singer was awesome, Mr. Deeds was awesome, Happy Gilmore was awesome, then everything else after that, kind of meh.
Kind of
Meh. I mean, well, there is Click.
Click is okay.
Click is okay. But yeah, so anyway, Pixels. Alright, so, my opinion, right? What I liked about the movie, I really liked the special effects.
Yes.
I really kind of wish I would have seen it in 3D because it was definitely a very 3D-esque movie. I like how nostalgic it was. I mean, I was born in '87, so I kind of missed the whole train on all those games that came out during that old classic time period, but I can appreciate what they were trying to do with it. I can appreciate kind of who their target audience was, and even though I didn't grow up with those games, I knew a lot of, for example, like Dig Dug, and then like old Super Mario, and obviously Donkey Kong. I'm just playing the classics that have been remade in my time, but they've been, but it was just kind of meh. Like after that, it was after the luster kind of wore off halfway through the movie. I kind of felt myself being bored. So yeah, I did like Peter Dinklage. I thought Peter Dinklage did a good job. In fact, he was probably the saving grace. I thought that like his character was really, really funny. Because to see him, you watch him play like short people like in every movie he's in, just because he is a short person, and like. You know, you see him in Elf, and he's really funny in Elf. And then obviously he's probably mostly known nowadays for Game of Thrones.
Yes.
But it was just that mullet, man. The mullet that he rocks the entire movie is just so hysterical. And the persona that he gives, he really nailed that role, I thought, really well.
What did he call himself?
Fire Blaster.
Fire Blaster. Yes.
And he would always talk about himself in the third person. You don't mess with the Fire Blaster. You guys need the Fire Blaster. Some of the stuff he would do. Anyway, so those are the things that I really liked about the movie. What I didn't like about the movie was I thought there was a lot of I knew going into it that it was going to be predictable. I knew going into it that it was going to be a little cheesy, but I thought at moments it kind of took itself a little too seriously.
Yes.
And a lot of that was due to the romance that they tried to develop.
Yes.
I just didn't buy it. I'm like, okay. And then there was quite a few like plot inconsistencies. Like, for example, everything's pixelated, and all of a sudden this woman shows up, and she's supposed to be from a video game, but she is a full-bodied woman.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's ruining the world for me, guys. It's ruining the world for me. But anyway, so those are my thoughts, Trenton.
I second that. The best part for me was the nostalgia. That because I actually grew up playing those games. Not that I'm that old, but that's the kind of games that I was exposed to first, like the Dig Dugs, the Galaga, the Pac-Man. I actually got really good at Pac-Man.
Really?
Really good.
What was your high score?
I just remember the fruits, because at some point it stops being a fruit when you get to a certain level and it becomes a Galaga figure. Well, I got into those.
Oh wow, I
don't even know how high that is, but I just got really good at it.
That's super cool.
So that's what it did for me. But Adam Sandler doesn't really make me laugh that much anymore, just because he's the same character in like every movie.
True.
So.
True. So,
Meh.
so if you could grade it, if you were in class and you were grading this movie,
C, if not a C plus, because there's a lot of Adam Sandler movies that I just don't like.
okay. I think as far as like just comedies go, I'd probably just give it like a C minus. Like honestly, I probably would have I wish if I were you and I had the option to go see this movie, I would just wait for it to come out on Netflix, because it really feels like a movie that is right up Netflix's alley, and it should be on Netflix as soon as it leaves theaters and comes out on DVD.
It's one that you want to watch, but don't necessarily have to watch.
Right. Which is basically every Netflix movie.
Right.
Except for Changeling. Oh my gosh, that movie is on Netflix right now. Go see it. It's awesome.
That movie is good.
Yes.
Different perspective of Angelina Jolie.
And dang, this movie is just
Great.
top to bottom. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Pixels, which is garbage. So, anyway, so yeah, I give it about a C minus. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up. I can't really think of anything else. It's kind of disappointing when we agree on movies, but hey, there it is.
There it is.
So, go see it if you really want to see it, but don't blame us if you don't like it. Have a good week, guys.